And I don't ever want anything that I ever do or say to get on the kids.
Right.
And so in that way,
Something strange has been happening online lately. Whispers, comments, and full-blown posts have been circulating like wildfire, all pointing to the same claim, that Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton are supposedly heading toward a breakup. The buzz grew so quickly that some fans started accepting it as fact. But the real story behind those rumors is nothing like the dramatic headlines, because insiders close to the couple insist things aren't falling apart at all. In fact, once you dig into everything that's been happening behind the scenes, the truth becomes a lot more interesting. Rumors don't just appear out of nowhere. They usually start with a tiny spark. Maybe a moment fans misread online, or a story framed just the right way to stir emotions, before growing into something much bigger. In this case, that spark came from fans noticing that Gwen and Blake haven't been posting as many pictures together as they used to. Add in their busy, sometimes conflicting schedules, and suddenly people online began piecing together their own narrative. Within days, entire threads were claiming the marriage was falling apart. But according to insiders, none of that noise reflects what's actually happening. People believed the rumors for a very specific reason. The couple's lives have looked dramatically different this year. Gwen has been racing full speed back into the spotlight, juggling her beauty brand, solo work, and a reunion with No Doubt that had fans stunned. Meanwhile, Blake has been enjoying a quieter rhythm, stepping away from The Voice and spending more time at his ranch in Oklahoma. From the outside, it looked like their paths were drifting, but insiders say what the public sees is only one small slice of their reality. When someone is on stage in Las Vegas one night and the other is tending to a ranch hundreds of miles away, it's easy for people to fill in the gaps with their own assumptions. That's exactly why the rumors spread so quickly. Fans noticed they spent New Year's Eve apart, Gwen performing in Vegas while Blake headlined a show in Nashville, and some interpreted that as a sign of trouble. Others pointed to past speculation from earlier in the year when a few outlets claimed they were leading separate lives. But those claims, as insiders put it, were never grounded in anything official. They were simply observations that got amplified until they grew louder than the truth. And that truth is surprisingly straightforward. Representatives close to the couple say there is no truth at all to the split rumors. According to those insiders, the reality is far less dramatic. The two have been juggling demanding schedules that sometimes pull them in different directions. And that's something anyone in a busy family can relate to. When Gwen is preparing for major performances or working on new music, her life moves at a whirlwind pace. When Blake is focusing on his ranch, his music, or spending quieter time offline, his rhythm slows down. Those differences can create distance, but insiders emphasize that the couple has always found a way to reconnect no matter what. When they're together, the source says, it's just so obvious how solid they are. And that line alone tells a completely different story than the rumor mill. Part of the reason these rumors gain so much traction is because Gwen and Blake have lived through public scrutiny since the very beginning of their relationship. They met on The Voice in 2015, both navigating painful divorces, Gwen from Gavin Rossdale and Blake from Miranda Lambert. That alone made their connection a magnet for attention. Fans were invested, critics were skeptical, and the media couldn't get enough of the unexpected pairing. Over the years, speculation has come and gone, often popping up whenever one of them makes a career move, releases new music, or even appears in public without the other. Their story has been public from day one, which means the spotlight never really fades. What people online rarely see is how their relationship actually functions behind closed doors. According to insiders, they go through phases. Periods where they're inseparable and spend a lot of time together as a family, and other stretches where work shifts the balance. Gwen's 3 sons, Kingston, Zuma, and Apollo, are central to their life together, and Blake has stepped into a stepfather role that he's openly talked about with love and pride. When they're in the same place, they make time not just for each other, but for the kids, for travels, and for the little moments that ground them as a family. The quiet parts of their lives rarely make headlines, but those are the parts that insiders describe as the strongest. Still, the contrast between their public and private lives keeps fueling speculation. Gwen's world is fast, colorful, and rooted in Los Angeles. Performances, fashion, interviews, brand deals, and endless motion.
Blake's world is slower, grounded in country life, ranch routines, and staying out of the Hollywood spotlight. To fans, that contrast can look like a divide. But according to those close to them, the couple has always embraced their differences. They've never pretended to be the same person living the same lifestyle. Instead, they've built a life that blends both worlds, even if that balance takes work. And that work is something insiders say they're very aware of. They have a lot on their plates and a lot to balance, one source explained. But that doesn't mean trouble. It means two adults with full lives trying to make everything fit. They're at points in their careers where they genuinely enjoy what they're doing, and neither wants to give up momentum. That's normal for people who love their work. And while that can create tension or long stretches apart, the same insiders say it doesn't equal a failing marriage, it equals life. Messy, complicated, and constantly shifting. Despite all the noise, the couple continues showing through their actions that the foundation is still there. Earlier this year, Blake marked their 10-year anniversary by saying their relationship still feels new to him, a sentiment that caught fans off guard because it seems so sincere. That doesn't sound like someone stepping away. That sounds like someone still deeply invested. And it's that honesty that insiders point to whenever rumors flare up again. The interesting part is that none of this is surprising if you look at their history. Gwen and Blake have always done things their own way, often surprising the same people who doubted them. They've blended families, navigated massive career changes, and lived under pressure that most couples will never experience. Yet through all of it, the core of their relationship has remained steady. So when insiders come forward to shut down rumors, saying there is no truth to the talk of a split, it becomes a reminder that the internet doesn't always get the full picture. In the end, the story isn't about a dramatic breakup or a secret split. It's about a couple trying to balance love, family, and demanding careers in a world that watches their every move. It's about two people who sometimes live fast-paced separate days, but still come back to each other when the dust settles. And it's how rumors, no matter how dramatic, rarely capture the real truth behind the scenes. Because in a culture where every small change triggers 1,000 theories, the surprising twist is that the truth is much calmer than the headlines. Gwen and Blake aren't falling apart. They're doing what they've always done, navigating life together even when the world insists on imagining the opposite. The speculation may continue, as it always does, but for now, insiders say the marriage is solid, the foundation is intact, and their story is far from the dramatic ending some people online are already writing. And as long as their lives remain busy, unpredictable, and lived in the spotlight, the rumors will likely come and go. But the reality, according to those who actually know them, is a lot more grounded. Sometimes the real twist isn't some secret breakup. It's that love quietly keeps going even when the world wants chaos.